Morning. It's my last Monday on trail. Yesterday was my last Sunday. Today is my last Monday. Including today, I have 6 days left. At the moment, I'm on the detour around the Bannock fire closure. So, took a hard right at Cloudy Pass, and now I've got 11 miles initially up and over, but now I'm on the downhill run into a small town called Holden, at which point hang a left and head 17 miles north to the road that goes to Stehekin. That'll probably be the end point of my day, but I may do an additional 7 miles up that road to the ranger station and wait there for the bus next morning. It'll make tomorrow almost a zero, or definitely be a Nero if I did that. But I think it would then make today my biggest ever day on trail, which, you know, people say doing a 30 in Washington's pretty tough. So I think if I do that, it'll be a 38-mile day. So it's probably a little out of reach and probably a little unnecessary, especially as the first bus won't even be there until about 9:30 tomorrow morning. I have heard the 17 miles north from Holden's pretty overgrown and pretty rough, so it's just going to be a matter of seeing where I can find camping for the night. Ideally I want to get within 10 miles of that ranger station, so I want to do at least 28 miles today basically, which is pretty much that whole closure. And that's pretty doable. I did 31.1 yesterday, 32 the day before. So the 30s in Washington can definitely happen. I mean, I was even into camp by 6:30 last night, so it wasn't, started hiking at 6, was in at 6:30. So it's certainly achievable. We'll just see what happens. So far this Hart Lyman trail that I'm on, which runs down the Holden, is quite well maintained and quite easy to follow. So we'll see how it goes. It looks like the clouds are starting to clear around me now. I've been in the clouds for the last hour and a half or so. Not that way. And I am getting glimpses of sun and blue sky out there. So it looks like these clouds will either burn off or go away. And I'll have another hopefully beautiful Washington day. I did notice last night when I was lying in my tent, while it was still light outside, just how many holes are in the top of it. It looks like they're mostly they're just stretch holes. It looks like the fibers, what they call Cuban fiber that the tent's made out of. Looks like the fabric's just pulling apart. I do always set it up quite taut, quite tight. So I like it, try and get a perfect pitch every time. So, I mean, I guess doing that 130 or 140 times is eventually going to damage the material, and then as it goes, I guess as little weaknesses appear, they just keep getting weaker and weaker in those spots. So it's a bit of a gamble as to whether it is Washington, whether it's going to rain in the next 5 nights, 6 days hiking, 5 nights. So I don't know, if I get some spare time tomorrow morning, wait for that bus, I may set the tent up and try and throw some tape on the holes. That should guarantee it doesn't rain. Because of course, if I do nothing, I'm going to end up having a rainstorm at least one night, if not just 5 consecutive nights of rain, where I'll be lying under effectively a sprinkler in my tent, I think. So we'll see what happens. For now, I'm going to grab some water at this creek, because I don't know where any of the water on this trail is, so I'm going to grab some while I can and then carry on down the hill. This is my water source. If it wasn't so cold right now, and this water didn't look so freezing, it'd look like a great place to go for a swim. I mean, you wouldn't even really get washed down there. It's pretty gentle. I don't think there's a huge waterfall, but yeah, I'm over swimming in cold lakes for now, so I'll be staying out of this one. It's a slightly ominous sign. What happened to Fluffy? Fluffy's not doing so well. Just leaving Holden Village now. Well, a nice little place to stop in for lunch, but it was a bit of a bust. There was no store. Well, I mean, there's a store but sells souvenirs and things, but I couldn't buy a cold drink or an ice cream or a beer or a meal or anything at all. No food, so at least I had my own food, so my pack's lighter. That's a positive. No trash cans, so I couldn't even get rid of the garbage I'm carrying from the last 3.5 days. I think that's really all I ever want to do is just get rid of the trash out of my bag, but can't do that. And I got in about 11 and just in time to see the bus, so there's a lake up here, and where I'm heading, Stehekin, is at the other end of the lake, and I should be there tomorrow morning. That's about 17 miles of fairly rough trail, and then I got to go 7 miles the wrong direction up a road and catch a bus back. That's my way of doing it, my stupid stubborn way. An alternative way is to get a bus a short distance from the Holden Village here, and takes you to a ferry at the southern end of the lake, and then you get the ferry all the way at the lake, and then you're there. It was very hard to watch a lot of PCT hikers get on that bus, knowing that within, I don't know, an hour or two, I'm not sure how long the ferry takes, but either way, who cares when you're sitting there doing nothing. It was hard to watch everyone get on the bus and go, knowing they just have a cruisy sit-down ride all the way to Stehekin, whereas I'm potentially going into some kind of ordeal of I know I've got to climb up over this mountain, which is up here, go up over there, then up and over another one, and then follow a valley most of the way before I hit a 7-mile road walk. Always doing things the hard way. So I've been working my way up this valley for the last about 2 hours now. I've come to a dead end. Well, it's not a dead end. It's just an end of a smoothness as I pan right around here. I'm hoping the trail goes out over this low point there. That would be the most logical way. And also, I guess, the easiest way because it's the lowest. I'm hoping it doesn't kick me up and over around there. Either way, I think it's safe to say I'm going up again. Well, it's 5:30 in the afternoon on my last Monday on trail. Again, I'm not sure what day number it is, but it's the last Monday. And I've been walking through this valley of overgrown hell for what seems like forever. In reality, it's only been 3 hours since I finished that climb, which ended up being grueling. So it's about, I think I left Holden Village around midday. So 5.5 hours, supposed to be 17 miles. But it was fairly slow climbing out of Holden, so I'm probably still, say, an hour away from maybe hitting this road. At this point, I feel like I should listen to my brain and be like, yeah, I'll stop and camp at the road. I'm hoping there's some kind of flat space there. And it looks like there's a river right beside the road, which is hopefully accessible. So I'll have water as well. So with some luck, that'll work out, and then I'll just have this 6 or 7 mile road walk in the morning to get done by about like 9:30 or something. So easily, it'll be a very relaxing morning if things go to plan tonight. However, I don't know what's up ahead, so I'm just hoping I can find somewhere to camp. There have been a few spots that I could have set up, but it would have left me a little bit more in the morning to do than I really want to. I really kind of want an easy day tomorrow after doing, well, this will be my 3rd consecutive 31 or larger mile day. So doing 50 kilometers, yeah, somewhere about 50 kilometers a day through these mountains. Today has just been, there's been 2 pretty brutal climbs, but also 2 very long relatively overgrown. I've seen worse, but relatively overgrown descents that just go on through these valleys forever. You lose complete track of where you are. I mean, I guess I look at the mountains around me now. It looks like, can't see anything through the trees really, but it looks like the valley's coming to an end and it's kind of dropping down. So that's probably a good sign, at least once I've done on both sides. Because I think this valley basically butts up into a mountain range that runs perpendicular to it, which I'll obviously have to go up and over at some stage, but that's not today or tomorrow's problem, I don't think. So, anyway, I keep toying with things I want to sort of record as I get towards the end here, ideas, thoughts, that kind of thing, but I haven't quite gathered them into anything even remotely cohesive, or even have a set point I'd like to make yet. So I'll keep pondering that while I do my best not to fall over and just try and survive another day out here. I was looking for somewhere to stealth camp tonight, just outside of town, so I can do this road walk in the morning, and I found a runway. The plane just took off before. Probably not the best place to spend the night, but it sure is flat. Camped a lot of people there. I guess I'll go back to looking around to find somewhere else.